Well, Psalms 55, another psalm of David, or at least it's attributed to him. This one is kind of a prayer, if you will, kind of a uh, David's frustrated, obviously, and he's trying to deal with the challenges that's going on in his life that we get to see through this. So, some things that sometimes we might be able to relate with in our life. But he says here, verse 1, give ear to my prayer, O God, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend unto me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise. So this is, again, this is David talking with God. So that's, in effect, that's a prayer, basically. Verse 3b, because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. My heart is sore pained within me, and the terrors of death are fallen upon me. Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me. And I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then would I fly away and be at rest. Lo, then would I wander far off and remain in the wilderness, Selah. So he's dealing with lots of challenges, lots of problems. This could be a psalm about the time of his son Absalom trying to form a coup and get David kicked out, get him destroyed so that Absalom could become king. And so this could be about that time. That's what he's talking about here, is how it feels like everybody's against him, because a coup, basically all the governmental leaders and servants have to kind of pick a side. Do I follow David? Do I follow Absalom? Who's going to win? Because if I follow the wrong guy, I'm going to lose with them. So it's hard to have friends in that moment because they're looking out for themselves. So that's why it's like, oh, if I could just be a bird and just fly away, just escape from it all, basically. Verse 8, let's see. Yeah, verse 8, I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and tempest. Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief also and sorrow are in the midst of it. Wickedness is in the midst thereof. Deceit and guile depart not from her streets. So this is the enemies, the destruction, the civil conflict that's happening here. Verse 12, for it was not an enemy that reproached me. Then I could have borne it. Neither was it he that hated me, that did magnify himself against me. Then I would have hid myself from him. But it was thou, a man mine equal, my guide and mine acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together and walked unto the house of God in company. So this is, he's saying, if the person that hated me and went against me was an enemy, it'd be easy to hate him. But they're not. They were my friend, my close confidant. Now, a lot of scholars believe that this is Ahithophel, who used to be helping with David and his when Absalom was fighting with him. Basically, that this is who he's talking about. Basically, that we worked together and now we're not. Basically, you've turned against me. So verse 15, let death seize upon them and let them go down quick into hell, for wickedness is in their dwellings and among them. As for me, I will call upon God, and the Lord shall save me. So they're evil, I'm good, kind of a thing. And that can be true. They are evil and he is good in this context. The coup was bad. Going against him was bad. He's trying to do what's right, kind of a thing. Verse 17, evening and morning and at noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. He hath delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me, for there were many with me. God shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old. Selah. Because they have no changes, therefore they fear not God. Or they're not humble, basically. They're not changing in their perspectives and ideas here. Verse 20, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. But thou, O God, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. So this is, again, he's upset, obviously, that he's been betrayed. He is wanting God to give justice to him by punishing them, and realizing that I thought they were my friends. They spoke kindly to me. They did good things with me. And then I find out that they stabbed me in the back. This is kind of that ultimate et tu, Brute type of a thing. But yeah, some troubling times for David. And unfortunately, because of his own sinning, it didn't help the situation either, unfortunately. But it's a bad spot for him to be in. But some really good insight that we get to look into what was going on and what he was thinking at that time. So I hope you're enjoying these videos on the Book of Psalms. If you are, make sure you're liking these videos, share them, subscribe to the channel is great. And let's jump over to the next one as we continue on.